Anyways, good morning, everybody. First off, you know, shout out to a certain person on the Boost Infinite group page on Facebook for just kind of inspiring this live stream. And I wanted to do this live stream because I'm pretty sure that said person knows already, what I'm gonna say. A lot of people have been saying on there, but I figure, there's more people than just this person that feels this way when it comes to Boost Infinite and financing a device. So I'm gonna give recognition to the person, and in no way is this to make fun of anybody, but shout out to Gene. Gene put a post on the Boost Infinite group, and I guess Gene feels that Boost Infinite is discriminating based on credit scores. And you know what? Like, yeah, it's easy to feel that way, and there's nothing funny about it, nothing wrong about it, that someone feels that way. But we cannot forget the reality of business and finance and how things work. And very simple and very easy in a nutshell. You gotta have good credit in order to be trusted to finance a device and get a phone without paying the full value of the phone. I mean, it's literally, when you are financing a device, it's a promissory that you're going to pay for the phone, that you're going to pay on time, you're going to make all the payments to completely pay the phone off. That's what your credit score is. Your credit score is, how responsible are you with your finances? Do you make your payments on time, and do you pay off your debts? That's what it is. Real quickly, just in a nutshell, good morning, Titus. Real quickly, in a nutshell, it's pretty much like this. If you had a friend that always came to you every month, once a month, and asked you to borrow $100, and every time you loan this person $100, and they're like, I'll pay you back next week, and they don't pay you back, okay? Maybe you've given them the benefit of the doubt like 10 times, right? So after the 10th time, on the 11th time, if that friend comes back to you and says, hey, can I borrow $100? Are you gonna loan it to them? Most likely your answer is no, right? You're not gonna loan them the money anymore because you've already loaned them $1,000 and they've never paid you back. That's kind of like what your credit score is. Now, there's this other part of it where people are like, what credit score do you actually need to finance a device with Boost Infinite? Because there are people who say that they have a 720 and they still get denied. Oh, look, there's a little spider. So cool. Little spider's hanging from my window. I didn't even know he was here. Anyhow. That's funny. His legs are like all spread out wide now, because I blew on the web and he's just like, okay. There you go. Now you're on my window button. All right, got off topic there. Hashtag ADHD problems. But like, yeah, people want to know what the credit score, is. And, don't take this as gospel. I've worked there, but we're not told that there's a definitive, credit score, that anything less than this is a denial. But I've heard the lowest credit score that someone has known for someone to finance a device from Boost Infinite was a 770. Okay. Yeah, we know that 700 is good, and I believe that is a FICO score. I know the FICO score grading is different than than Equifax and TransUnion, so it's something to kind of keep in mind. Like, it's easy to go and run off and say that a company is being discriminating. Credit score is not something that I would say would be like a factor of discrimination. Your credit score is you as a person and just how responsible you are on paying debt. Now I know that the that the credit score for financing a device, like with T-Mobile, with Verizon, with AT&T, varies, right? Like, you know, at one point I had a 690, and I was able to finance a device with AT&T. Well, I was offered to finance a device with AT&T. This was when the Pixel 7 came out, before I got it sent to me from Carlos. But you know, I had a 690 at the time, and I was willing to finance it. When I get to a stoplight, I'll read your comment, Titus. You know, so like, yeah, I'm not trying to poke fun. You know, if Gene sees this later in a replay or whatever, buddy, I'm not making fun of you. Like, I get why you would feel that way. You know, you would feel like you're excluded. You know, I don't know what device you were trying to finance, or, you know, if you were trying to open up another Boost Infinite line and do like the Infinite Access or the Galaxy Access. But yeah, there are other ways to obtain the device that you want. You know, if you absolutely need a new phone, there's multiple different ways to do that. Also, I apologize if it's very shaky. I know I need a new phone mount in my car, so it's shaky. Yeah, just gotta deal with it. Just bear with me. All right, we're coming to a red light. Let me see what you said. It's kind of hard to read comments and drive and live stream at the same time. Mine wasn't that high, but they probably look at other plans you took at, and if you paid off other loans. Yeah, they definitely do. Boost Infinite is very, very, very picky about who they approve for device financing. You know, again, like, take out the factor that, you know, Dish has been around for years selling, you know, satellite TV packages and stuff like that. This is a whole different ball game for them. So we can't really put them in as like, oh yeah, you know, you guys know what you're doing. You guys have all this financial backing, all these, you know, contracts with banks, blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, they did. And they did for their TV satellite packages, but not for cellular communications. This is totally different for them. They are new in this field with telecommunications. And so, you know, financing a device is something that they can't afford to take a loss now. Like, if you look at Dish and the value of its stocks and everything like that, this will tell you where they're going to be at financially, as far as, like, you know, for those that are going to be doing device financing. They're going to be very picky about it. They can't take any more losses. They've taken some huge losses. Like the whole fiasco that happened with the data breach and, you know, Dish systems being hijacked. Yeah, drive right in front of me, dude. Stupid. You know, that took a big hit on Dish. Not only just the fact that for like several weeks they didn't have access to their own systems to govern customers' accounts, but even those who were invested in Dish looked at this as a very, very, very bad sign. And, you know, the stock prices for them really dramatically dropped. It tanked. I mean, it had everyone really thinking that, you know, Dish was going to go bankrupt. Of course, you know, Dish is like fighting back. You know, they're doing everything that they can. They have this, you know, unification with EchoStar, you know, being pulled in. They are really, really going through all types of measures to try and keep, you know, Boost Infinite alive. And even, you know, talks of like rebranding the company and just changing things around. Like, that's the that's basically what, you know, is being tossed around. You know, me personally, I wouldn't want to see Boost Infinite go anywhere. Like, I don't want to see the company shut down or give up or anything like that. They got a real good thing going for them. Like, they make stupid decisions on certain things, but the idea behind it is actually pretty good, you know? Having two MVNO agreements with two companies such as AT&T and T-Mobile, and then having their own network and being able to say they got the power of three, and they do, because they have access to AT&T and T-Mobile. They may not have it on a fully unlimited scale like as if it was their own network, but they have it there. So their customers that actually do have the Rainbow SIM and a Dish network, you know, compatible device, actually, you know, they actually have the ability to switch between networks. That's pretty good. I mean, that's what Google Fi originally started as. You know, people remember Google Fi. Google Fi was all about that. It was between Sprint and T-Mobile, and then they cut a deal with U.S. Cellular, and they literally had the power of three for a little bit. You know, U.S. Cellular, Sprint, T-Mobile, and then the merger happened and all that other stuff, and then Google Fi just became solely dependent on T-Mobile. They ended their agreement with U.S. Cellular, and yeah. So Boost Infinite pretty much took that moniker, the power of three networks, and continued on with that. But, you know, for in the blanket statement, for anyone to really think that, you know, businesses out here are discriminating on credit scores, like, honestly, they're not. You know what I mean? And the credit score, the credit score is not assigned to you, right? Like, we're not born and we're like, okay, this baby's gonna get a 675 credit score, this one's getting that too, and this one's getting a 790, and this one's getting a 540. Like, if it was that type of scenario, you were born with a permanent credit score, then I guess, yeah, you can say that there's some discrimination there. But, you know, to say that there is anything of credit discrimination just because your credit score and your credit history wasn't enough to approve you for a device finance, not a thing to just toss out there. You know, just go out and say, oh yeah, they're it's weird. Screw Boost Infinite, LOL. AT&T upgrading to Ericsson 5G overhaul anyways, while the Dish native network isn't. Zero Cool, what's up, man? Welcome in, and thanks for commenting. Yeah, I know that there's things that Dish does that, you know, doesn't fucking make sense and everything. I'll agree with that. I still don't want them to go anywhere. I want, you know, to be able to have 4 different carriers that are competing against each other. Like, when I see these companies, I see the potential for what they could become, and only hope that they actually put the effort going forward to become these things. I don't want to see them necessarily fail. If they fail, then it just pretty much puts it in a position where the 3 majors can really start doing some shady stuff for money, because they know that anything that tries to come up and become a rival to them is going to fail. Like, you know, they're just going to have that mentality. It's crazy. This would be smart to go direct from satellite to cell network, like SpaceX is doing. That would be cool. I've always thought about that, you know, like 5-10 years ago. I'd always thought about that. Like, why wouldn't we have cell phones that connect directly to a satellite? Like, line of sight, barely any obstructions, right? Like, I don't know, what's the most obstructions you would have? Like a 7 flew over your zone for like a split second. It's cool that they're doing that. It's cool that SpaceX is doing that. It's cool that, you know, the partnership deal with Starlink and T-Mobile. You know, I remember watching Carlos's videos and stuff where he tested it out, where if you were able to send a text message out in the middle of nowhere with no active service, and the only thing you had was the Starlink satellite, and it was cool to see that, you know. And as that progresses, and hopefully they continue to put forth the effort in that, and it progresses, it becomes something more than just, you know, an emergency relief situation. We'll see. Yeah. Anytime that it comes to, you know, back to topic, anytime it comes to anything that's like, you know, device financing and stuff like that, they're not discriminating. You have the control over your own credit history. You can fix your credit, you can build your credit, or you can crash your credit. That's entirely up to you. But, you know, to make a claim of discrimination because of your credit score and how your credit has been, that's a little reaching. Especially like how I see it. You control your own credit. You always have. Nobody else does it. You know, unless someone stole your identity. But then if someone stole your identity, you should be trying to clean that up. You shouldn't just sit on it and be like, oh, well, someone used my credit and burned me, so now I have this, you know, a credit score of like 380. Like, no, you shouldn't do that. You should try to fix it. But, yeah. And again, Gene, I'm not trying to make fun of you, so please don't take it that way or think it that way. I just thought, you know, your post on the Boost Infinite group on Facebook, when you posted, I was like, that's a pretty good idea to kind of talk about that real quick. And so here I am talking about it. I know everybody else commented your post and pretty much gave you the same answer that I'm giving you. Or not answer, but just, you know, the same pep talk. So I know you've already heard it, but I just figured there might be others out there that think the same way. There might be others out there who think that Boost Infinite is discriminating because of credit. There's people that go on the T-Mobile stuff and think that T-Mobile is discriminating because of credit. You know, there's all these things. Sorry, it got bumpy. There's lots of people that, you know, would feel that way too. You're not the only one. Anyways, well, that's it for right now. I gotta get the other kiddos up, get them to school, and then probably gonna head to the park and shoot a video. I'm actually shooting a video comparing a device that has 3 camera sensors versus a device that has 2 camera sensors. So I'm gonna be recording that at the park today. Also, I'll be making a video later on this afternoon or this evening. The first beta release of Android 15 Vanilla Ice Cream. I have it installed on my Pixel 6. I don't have it installed on my Pixel 7 because that's my daily driver phone. But the Pixel 6, yeah, it's installed on here. Well, let's see if I can get it pulled up. There you go. That's funny. It's vanilla ice cream. So vanilla flavored ice cream. That is Android 15, aka Android V. Stop shaking the car. There, vibration stopped. V8 engines, man, they're not quiet, and they sure as hell are, you know, not smooth. You will feel some vibrations, but yeah. So I'll probably head over to the park and do that later today, and whatnot. If you guys haven't checked out the vlog on the second channel, you guys want to watch a vlog video, just, you know, being silly, goofy, and doing my daily walk, my daily exercise, and just kind of like venting my thoughts, go to the second channel. Check out the second channel. I'll put the link in the description after this live stream's over. Start putting that as like a, you know, a link in the description for people to find that channel. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that popped in and watched. You know, if you guys can do me a solid, smash the like button so it can circulate and get, you know, get brought around so more people can listen to what I have to say. Yeah, your credit score is your credit score, and your credit score is governed by you and how you you know, take financial risks, how you spend money. Not many people are here. Yeah, I know. Not many people are here, and that's totally fine. They'll catch the replay later, you know. But yeah, I just want people to know that they don't discriminate, and yeah, they take a real big look at your financial history to finance on a device from Boost Infinite or Dish. Put it in that context. So anyways, yeah, be on the lookout for other videos later. Y'all be cool this morning.